One of the things that Pitballs does with their pellet smokers that the majority of other smokers do not have is the ability to go ahead and do a true reverse sear. What do I mean by that? Well, you can do an actual smoke and then pull the lever, let that flame get nice and hot, real nice and heavy, and then you can actually do an actual sear using actual flame coming from the wood pellets. That's something that most other pellet companies are just not doing. So can I do that on the Kamado Joe? Absolutely. The only thing is that I'm gonna have to remove the half moons and then get it nice and hot and ready to go ahead and do the grilling. It's not really a big deal, but on this thing, all I gotta do is just press a button, pull the lever, and that's it, man. So let's go ahead. I got some steaks ready to go. So let's go ahead and start using this thing. All right, so for the folks at home that aren't familiar with the sear action, this is what it is, man. You pull this lever right over here, right? In, out. And what that does is that you close it for low and slow smoking. But once you're ready to go ahead and do the sear action, you open it up, do the sear action, boom, ready to go. And you can see the fire right there, man. That's exactly what's gonna give you that sear action to your meat. All right, but for now, we're gonna do the smoke first, and then we'll do the sear later. We are going to leave it here on S or smoke mode. That's going to be 180 degrees. And let's go ahead and close this bad boy down. So today we got 2 porterhouse steaks. Very good. They are marbled pretty, I mean, they're not the worst, but they're pretty decent. So today we're going to go with, it took me about, I don't know, I want to say 6 to 7 months in order to find this thing again, man. It's been crazy. So let's go ahead and do it up here, man. This is some really good seasoning. If you haven't tried it, man, I highly encourage you to go ahead and give it a shot. It's a very savory flavor. And don't be stingy with it, man. It's a large cut of meat. Now, if you have a thin piece of meat that's maybe like half an inch or whatever, then yeah, I can understand that. But this is an 1.25 inches or 1.5 inches, somewhere around there. So definitely not be stingy with it. The other side. I'm not sure why this stuff was out for such a long time, and it happened around the COVID deal, right? And I could not find it for the life of me. I looked it over on Amazon. It was very hard, man. I even asked a couple buddies of mine, hey man, if you see it in your store, I'll go ahead and pay you for it, shipping. They didn't even have it either. And there it is. Let's go ahead and put it in the smoker. When it comes to steak, guys, one of the things that I highly recommend is using one of these probes for the temperature. Now, the Pitballs does come with 2 of them, right? I don't know where mine are, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the ones from Thermalworks. It's working pretty awesome. I'd go ahead and show you, but I have no clue where they are, man. Now, I do wanna go right here towards the center. You don't have to probe both of them, but if you want to, that's fine. So I'm gonna go right over here. Do not touch the bone, just right around this area. And that's it, boys. All right, so let's go ahead and put it right in here. This one is gonna go right over here. I have this just to keep monitor on the temps. You don't need it, but it's there. All right, make sure that they're separated, at least some. Make sure that your probe temp is still there. Yeah, it's still there, not touching the bone, because sometimes it'll move whenever you have, whenever you're moving the meat around. But everything seems fine. Let's go ahead and close it down, and that's it. Now, guys, when it comes to temperature, it's very important. You know how I mentioned about S or smoke mode? It's gonna be 180 degrees. It's gonna go up and down 10 degrees or so, give or take. It's always gonna fluctuate no matter what you do. But I have found that using that S or smoke mode gives you the best smoky flavor, period. And I go a little bit more into detail on how that is right over here, how it works. But anyways, internal temperature is gonna be very important depending on how you like it, medium to medium rare. The way that we're gonna do the sear action is we are going to do 100 degrees or 110 depending on the thickness of the meat. I say this because on a thin piece of meat, you want this a lot cooler, around 95 to 100 degrees, because once you do the sear action, the heat from the direct flame is going to carry over the internal temperature quite a bit thicker pieces of meat, like this one is about 1.25 inches, we're definitely gonna go about 110. Our target internal temperature is gonna be 130. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and get, all right boys, so we are at 110. Let's go ahead and get these out. You see that color that it has, guys? It's like a grayish color or so. We're gonna take this pro temp out. We don't need it, at least for right now. And let's go ahead and get these things out. There we go. All right, folks. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it to high. And then from there, we're gonna pull this lever right there. Now, if you guys are looking for some really good sear marks, it won't always happen. It really depends on how high of a temperature you want. But this is what I've learned to do over the past couple years using the Pit Boss smoker. I remove one of the grates and I end up putting this one right here in the middle. You see how this one is right, at least close to the middle, right over here? Now, the only thing is that we can only do one steak at a time. You can do 2 steaks if it's a medium-sized ribeyes or so, but generally for best results, I do 1 at a time. All right, boys, flame action is going pretty hot in there. It's gonna be a little bit more hotter towards this area, so that's where we're gonna put it. Let's go. Oh yeah, if it ain't sizzling, guys, you're not doing it right. Internal temperature is at, let's see here, 128.29. I can live with that. So this is the other side of the steak. I think this side got a little bit more even char action, sear action. Could have used just a little bit more in here, but overall, I think the entire steak had a better sear than the other side. You gotta really learn your smoker. This 1600, I guess with the wind was pushing a lot of that flame this side, so I ended up putting this thing a little bit more over here, as you guys saw, and it definitely helped out quite a bit. All right, boys, y'all ready? This is my favorite part right over here, guys. The camera's capturing it, but still pretty pink. Had a little gray on the bottom side, and that's from the char, completely fine. Wow. You got a little gray from the top and bottom from the searing, but that's 100% fine. Oh man, this is incredible. Look at the New York right here, bro. Look at the other part right over here. Oh man, look at that. Oh man, that's incredible. Like I said, guys, a little bit gray on the bottom and the top, that's 100% fine from the sear action, but this is what you're looking for right over here. I know a lot of people talk about the Pit Boss smokers, not in a very positive way, but you know what, man? This 1600, the 1150, they both did me pretty good. Customer service has been great too, so it's very hard for me to go ahead and complain about that. Now, with that said, I'm gonna keep using it, man. I've been debating on getting rid of it, but I just really like this smoker, man. It's very versatile. Right, you can do low and slow, you can do reverse sear, you can do all kinds of stuff in there. It's very, very good. So if you have a Pit Boss and you do some really good cooks, be sure to tag me on Instagram and on Facebook with the pictures and let me know how it goes, man. I want to see what kind of ideas I can go ahead and toss around, and if something is pretty awesome, I'm gonna try and replicate it, man, and tag you guys along with it. But with that, man, be sure to go ahead and like, subscribe. See you on the next one. Later, guys.